No. Maybe you can listen to it with a delay.
I'll just.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey,
How,
Hayden, how you doing?
I'm doing remarkably well for a man in my condition. How are you?
Well, I'm not too shabby myself.
Oh, that's good. What can
Yeah,
we do for you? I know you wanted to call in, so
yeah. Well, I was just I was so excited that you're accepting Skype calls. I'm pretty unprepared, but I'm sure I could come up with something. The coffee tea debate is always interesting. Yeah, definitely we're or at least in this part of the United States, it's more iced tea than hot tea.
what's the crack with that?
I don't know. I mean, it's just not too many people. And you guys sometimes you guys put cream in your tea too, don't you?
No,
Oh, I thought that was a thing where they.
milk.
Well,
Put
well, yeah,
milk in
milk.
your tea, not cream. That would be strange. But no, you put milk in your tea. That's for sure.
See,
Definitely
that
put
just
milk
seems
in your tea.
completely odd. That seems completely odd. But I'm gonna try that. I got some
It's not
some
odd.
tea at
It's
home.
it's correct. Is it breakfast tea? It's not like weak pissy tea, is it? It's not weak pissy tea, Earl Grey, or anything fancy, Lapsang Souchong, or anything shit like that. Yeah,
Well,
Bre- breakfast
the
tea. In
tea.
fact, you're in America. Put 2 bags in.
Yeah, because the tea here, there is not too many. I mean, you can go. There's a tea section, but it's mostly the flavored teas where they got
Oh,
peach and raspberry and shit like that. But the tea, like when you get iced tea, it's not like a special. It's not where our coffee is more special. There's different dark and light and medium.
Do you
Our
know what?
tea is not so much like that.
I'm going to be honest. I was always under the impression from talking to Americans that they were great connoisseurs of coffee, and I don't think the coffee's the best. I actually think the Canadians might make slightly better coffee than the Americans.
Well, I don't know so much that we make the coffee. Most of it comes from South
I
America.
mean, you know,
So,
where it's brewed and made into coffee, you get the beans in. Everyone says they brew the best coffee here. There, I think the Canadians are quite. I think Tim Hortons coffee's quite good.
well, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're coming from, like if you visited and you visited, Manhattan or something, and it said the world's best cup of coffee, and you will stroll in there thinking that that represents America's version of coffee, then, you're sadly mistaken. That thing's been sitting around for all day and is shit.
Beautiful. I had. Do you know? I actually had a really good cup of coffee from a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, well,
You
hey,
know, because
whatever it takes.
in our shops, like we have a spa, which is the same thing. They don't have jars of coffee, like jugs of coffee for you to take. So for me, going in one of these shops, typical, English. My word, what a land of opportunity America is. I can have a slice of pizza. It's 11:30 at night. I can have a slice of pizza. Oh, coffee. 2 types of coffee. I will have 2 cups of coffee. And Oreos. Mmm. And what's this shit with peanut butter in? I'll have that as well. Shredded bubble gum. Yes, put all that in. Every time I went anywhere near a store in America, I came out with so much shit. But never once did they give me one of those brown paper bags I used to see on TV. The grocery sacks, never got one of those from one of those stores. I was incredibly disgusted by that.
Well, yeah. Now it's mostly plastic, or people bring their own. Because everybody's trying to go green, where they have their own canvas bags instead of, hurting the environment with those plastic bags. But shit, I like the plastic bags because I use them to line my little trash cans and shit.
Yeah, but
And just.
I just wanted a brown. Yeah, you come to America for the full experience, don't you? I
Well,
wanted the
is a brown
brown.
paper bag? Is that something that's specific to
Think of
America?
every film from the 70s and 80s. If anyone went in a grocery store, which I'm calling that on account of you being colonial, we don't call them that here. We call them a shop. But they go into the grocery store and they come out with a brown bag full of shit stuff.
Right, right.
All things we can't buy. Well, we can buy it here now. Well, it's Skippy peanut butter and all this shit. And the brown bag. So I went. The first time I went to America was Florida, and we went out just somewhere near Orlando, just some shops. We went for a
Right.
day away from the attractions and went to see what actually it's like. Turns out, shit. But we went in all different stores, and not one of them gave me a brown paper bag. The motherfuckers. Never
Well,
going back. Never
I
going back.
know I know in New York they don't have plastic bags whatsoever. And I was just in Orlando actually. We did the Disney World thing, and I would they might be kind of similar. But in the old days, yeah, it was all the brown paper bags. But with the plastic ones, you can fit like 5 of those things on your arm and just
Do you know
lift
they
and
make us
carry your
pay
whole
for those now?
groceries.
In this country, we have to pay for them. It's like a tax.
The plastic bags.
Yes, they charge
So
5 or
most
10
people do the.
pence.
So do you guys bring like canvas bags in
No, don't.
yourselves?
I just buy more plastic bags. I don't take canvas bags anywhere, dude. I
You're not.
don't carry shopping bags. I'm not
Well, I mean,
Graham.
yeah, I don't either, but yeah. But the other thing that you guys were talking about a little while ago that I don't think many people in America realize, because at least I'm not, I didn't realize it, was the whole BBC police, TV police thing that you guys touched on a minute ago. Now that I have a buddy that lives over there, and he refuses to pay this fee that I guess that you
The
have to pay.
license fee. Well, I think they have
Right.
it in Canada as well, don't they?
I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. But anyway, he said that they will come visit his house and try to enforce and look and inspect his house to make sure he has no TVs that are, because I guess it's through the antennas, right? I mean, it's not like a pay system like a cable TV or HBO where
Some
you're
people
getting
have cable connections. Some people it's through digital TV via an antenna.
right. So you
But
could
here's
just
the
get it
thing.
for free and they wouldn't know.
No. And most people just tell them to fuck off if they've got any sense. Don't tell them your name. Don't tell them anything. Just say, go on, fuck off. And they've got, what else can they do? I
Well,
remember
they come and enforce this, don't they?
enforce it. No, did he fuck? I have to pay it, okay, because my wife doesn't like that sort of stress. At one time, I got my own way for a lot of time, but the truth was we didn't have terrestrial TV in my house. We tried a year without. And it was fine. And they knocked on. I said, I don't watch it. Goodbye. Will you let me in to prove it? I went, no, of course I won't let you in my house. He said, well, I'll look through the window. I said, I've got a 2-year-old child. I don't think you should be looking through my window. And he said, well, I suppose we'll have to go legal about this, won't we? I said, yeah, if you like. And I just went, oh, by the way, you'll need my name, won't you, if we're going to go legal? He went, yes. I went, yeah, fuck off. And that's that.
Yeah, well, that's the story he was telling me, and he grows weed in his house, but he doesn't watch TV. But he's like real, particular about not letting him in. But they keep coming back to his house, and he's all paranoid because of it.
No, just fuck him off. Just
Well, that's what he
yeah.
does.
It's a load of bollocks. What they prey on is that the people that are scared, old ladies that have fallen behind in the payment through no fault of their own, they'll pursue them like motherfuckers. If they get a woman on their own, some of them will even try and force their way in because they're assholes.
That's crazy.
But these are private companies paid to collect. So
So
can
it's
imagine.
not the BBC. It's not like a BBC police where
Oh
you
no,
got
they
a BBC
outsource
local.
it. No, they outsource it
Okay.
to debt collectors, which, as we know, are some of the finest individuals in
Oh,
society.
right.
And these motherfuckers come out and just try and harass people and things like that. And they're just shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure most of them are probably decent people just trying to earn a living, but they're not the ones you see and hear about, And
Right.
just shit people that you just fuck them off. What are they going to do? If it's not a court-appointed bailiff, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Right.
That's my advice for everyone. Or, pay it for peace of mind. I pay it
Well,
because it makes everyone in the family happy. So I'll pay it. If I was
I
single, no way would I fucking pay that. Not a chance. Never have.
I just don't think that most Americans realize that there's actually, they might have realized that there's a fee that you got to pay, but it's something over the air that you guys are forced to pay, and that they actually go around searching and trying to collect on.
The idea behind it is okay. The idea was that all the public would contribute to public broadcasting, which would represent everybody's interests and be independent from advertiser pressure, so it wouldn't end up, like CNN or Fox or
Sure.
anything. So the idea is great, but like most great ideas, it's really fucked up by people. Because if you just read about communism and someone came up with this system where everyone had a great standard of life, everyone worked, everyone was equal, and everyone shared everything, it was all quite beautiful, you'd think, that sounds really nice. But in reality, gulags, death camps, shit people. It doesn't work. Socialism, it sounds nice. It sounds nice. Doesn't fucking work. You know? So it's just one of those things. It was a lovely idea that was utterly
Right.
like the EU. The EU, lovely idea. You know, Europe had been at war for centuries. Centuries, not just big world wars, little scuffles, bloodshed, murder, death, invasion. The idea of bringing all the countries together to work together, beautiful idea. Beautiful, completely and utterly fucked up by people. And that's just how it is. All these wonderful ideas are just bollocks. So the TV license, in theory, everyone who can afford it can put in and we all benefit. But like most ideas like that, it just doesn't work. And I find it an affront that any corporation could force me to accept their programming, whether I watch it or not, and pay
Right.
them for it. I
Right.
say fuck the BBC, let them go get adverts, because they're not impartial or any of that bullshit anyway.
Right.
Just to fucking let them go and stand on their own 2 feet. They already, as Graham alluded to earlier, or said earlier, and it is true, they sell what they make to other countries and other territories and
Sure.
make a
Yep.
profit.
I
Not
mean, I pay indirectly for the BBC channel on my or
yeah,
my satellite television.
Jesus, put a stop to that shit.
Well, I mean, there's nothing I could do about it.
It's
It's
part of
you
the
know, there's
package.
there's yeah, 20, 30 channels that are lumped in there with it.
No, TV's
Um,
bollocks. I mean,
right.
terrestrial TV's generally fucking awful. You know.
I'd like to also get into the political thing, but I've already been here long enough, so I'll just wrap. Everybody always thinks that I'm on one side or the other. Some people realize that I don't pick a side. So, you know, the whole
You
if you don't
lying,
like
you lying communist
see
fuck.
see